Right, so welcome back guys to another review, and today we're going to talk about cameras, and we are going to talk about the venerable Ricoh GR2. So the Ricoh GR2, I've been using this for the past years, and I believe even in 2021 it's one of the best everyday cameras that you can buy, especially when doing some street photography. So let's talk about the reasons why in this video. Right, so reason number one is it's still one of the most compact cameras in 2021. So of course, there's already the Ricoh GR3 and also the XF1 as well from Fuji. So it's right in that family of APS-C cameras that are really small. So this is still one of the smallest APS-C cameras that you can get. So meaning of APS-C, you have a big sensor in this really small package. And as you can see guys, how I'm handling it, it's really light as well. So definitely this is one of the lightest APS-Cs that you can get. You can just put it in your jacket pocket, and also yeah, it's really light as well. So when you're gonna shoot for a long shoot day, you won't really feel the weight in your hand, and you can just enjoy the whole day of shooting. So yes, a really light and really small as well. Still one of the smallest, and as you can see guys, it's really thin as well. So comparing to your usual maybe small APS-C, this is one of the smallest APS-Cs that you can get. This is the Fuji X-E3. As you can see guys, it's even 1/3 the overall size, and yeah, one of the key unique selling points of the GR3, that's why it's small, because it has a retractable kind of lens. So I do have also the X100 as well, so that's even bigger still compared to this one. This one retracts and the lens just goes away. So your other compact cameras doesn't do that thing. And yeah, really a unique selling point in the GR. So definitely number one, it's still one of the lightest and also the smallest cameras that you can buy, alongside the XF10 and also the Ricoh GR3. Right, so number two, it's really stealthy. So as you guys can see, it's really minimal in terms of the overall branding. There's not a lot of Ricoh going on. There's no big logo. Even the logo that they put here is not all white. It's not actually a pure white point. It's a grayish kind of color, and you can even put a tape on it just to make this really stealthy and black. And that's really important, because if you're gonna do some street photography, you would want the most stealthy camera. The security guards won't look at you and know that you have a really professional camera, because this is still APS-C guys. No matches with your bigger kind of cameras. You have that in your pocket, and it's stealthy looking as well. So when you go in a mall, people won't notice that you're really carrying a big camera. And really stealthy kind of camera is really important. So it's stealthy in terms of the overall look, because it's an all black kind of design, and it's also stealthy in a way that actually the shutter here is a leaf shutter guys, so you won't hear the shutter that much, much like my Leica as well. That's the similar leaf shutter. So I'm not sure if you can hear it guys, but I'm actually taking a photo, and I'm not sure if you can hear that. It's definitely almost kind of silent operation. So yes, that leaf shutter, definitely an advantage here. So it's stealthy in the look, also stealthy in the sound that it gives when you operate it as well. So yeah, definitely for street photography, that is a big plus, compared to maybe my X-A3. It's already small, but it's still loud. Well, I have the silver, I do have the black one in my X-T20, but yeah, it's still loud, it's still big. Security guards or people will still kind of know that you're carrying a professional camera. This one, they won't feel it. And another thing that I like about it, there's not a lot of people who knows about the Ricoh GR, so that's also one advantage in this. So especially if you're gonna go outside, a lot of people kind of recognize Fuji films, Canons of the world, Sony's of the world, but this one they will not recognize it easily. So they will not be that intimidated in you. I do have Leicas as well, and they're stealthy in operation, but not stealthy in terms of the look, because there are Leicas, they have a big red dot. So this all black kind of design, so really stealthy kind of camera. One of the most stealthy that you can get even in 2021. And definitely that kind of stealth really helps in making this really a good everyday kind of carry. Next one is it has a really nice grip. So actually, I was surprised when I first got the Ricoh GR how nice the grip is, for a small kind of form factor. I would say it even has a nicer grip compared to my XE3, because my XE3, yes, it's a bigger camera, but it doesn't have that girth of the grip of the Ricoh GR. So it's really nice in terms of the one-hand operation. So yeah, when you hold it, it really feels like a solid kind of camera, and you can use this for a long shooting session without any fatigue when you're using it. It's just really comfortable to hold. So I was really surprised how comfortable this holds in the hand when I first got it. And also this has really nice one-hand operation, so nice grip in one-hand operation as well. Everything is in arm's reach when you're using it with just one hand, and you're gonna use this mostly with one hand because yeah, it's a small kind of camera. You don't need two hands to be able to shoot something. Of course, you might do that for stability, but mostly, especially for street photography, you have that kind of freedom to just roam around. You're just gonna use this with one hand. So all the controls, the play button, the shutter button, and the dials as well, you can just access it with just one hand. And all the controls actually is in the right side of the Ricoh GR. So really well thought of in terms of the everyday kind of carry. So this is just something that you can just draw from your bag and shoot right away in seconds, compared to maybe your other cameras. Other cameras doesn't have that kind of one-hand operation. So actually the XE3 is one of the better ones already because it's a rangefinder kind of design. But your usual kind of camera, sometimes the switch is in the left side and stuff like that. So this definitely a really fast in terms of the operation as well, with one-hand operation. So I would say really well thought of in terms of that part. In terms of the grab and go, run and gun kind of camera, this is one of the best still that you can get in 2021. Next is number 4, and one of the key parts here is this has an APS-C sensor and a 2.8 lens as well. So that kind of combination, it really goes miles, because APS-C, of course, it will give you better image quality, sharper, and also better noise performance as well. And you're gonna get that APS-C kind of look with this kind of small form factor. So I cannot stress this enough, guys. That's why I kind of got the XE3, because I want to compare, because this is what a real APS-C size is, and you're just getting it maybe around maybe 70% of the whole volume, or maybe even 60% of the whole volume. So you're getting really similar in terms of the overall lens quality. And actually this is the 18 f2, and the lens in my Ricoh GR is also 18 millimeter 2.8. So you're getting similar in terms of the overall opening as well. So 2.8 is no slouch, and you're getting it in a smaller form factor. And yeah, the images that you get here is really nice. I would say very matching with the purpose of street photography. Really punchy colors. Actually, the colors here are closer to my Leicas, which is nice. The colors have that punch. The shadow areas have that punch, that contrast that you like for your street photography. And also the black and white is really nice in this one. One of my favorite black and whites. So yes, in terms of the image quality, it definitely delivers. I have seen some people actually use this in weddings as well as a backup camera. So when they need to do quick shoots, there's always a camera, an APS-C camera with you. So definitely, yes, image quality is right up there with your even bigger cameras. Another one that I like about this, why it's nice for everyday carry, is the focal length. So one of my favorite focal lengths, this is an 18 millimeter 28 millimeter equivalent for APS-C. So the 28 millimeter is plenty good for street photography. So for me personally, I do like 28 millimeter for street photography, because yeah, sometimes I want that wideness in my scene, and there's an option here also to crop into 35 millimeter. So I do like that kind of option, depending on where you are. If you're doing some street photography in maybe a tighter place, you can go to a 28 millimeter. And also if you're gonna go with maybe a bigger space, you can go 35 millimeter. So those are the two settings that I use here. And I actually assigned the focal length changer in one function button, so I can change the focal length on the fly. But 28 millimeter is definitely usable in this one. You can go wide enough, and also go and punch, and if you want the 35 millimeter. So definitely very usable kind of focal length. I really love that they chose 28mm in this one. And also the lens that they used here is also sharp enough, so I do like the focal length of the sharpness as well. So again, kind of rivals your bigger APS-C counterparts. And last but not the least, why it's the perfect everyday camera is actually the controls. So actually the controls that you have here, you know, matches even your bigger cameras. You have 2 dials. You have TV, AV, and manual as well. I usually go TAV in the setting because I do want to set my shutter speed and also my aperture, and in that setting the ISO is the one that changes of the exposure. So I'm in that kind of mode, but there's a lot of modes for you to use. You can, you know, set your shutter speed, set your aperture as well, and you have your macro setting. You have a flash as well. And that's really surprising, you know, for a small kind of form factor. They actually removed this in the GR3, but the GR2 even has a flash, so in low light. And if you want kind of old school fill flash kind of look, you can do it in a small kind of form factor. In terms of the buttons, it's kind of similar to your bigger cameras. It has all the buttons that you need. So really surprising, you know, for a small kind of camera. The controls are easy to go around. And yeah, even, you know, bigger cameras actually doesn't have all the dials that this has. So really surprising, you know, for a small kind of camera. You're getting still big features. You're getting, you know, big camera features in your small form factor. So, you know, for the GR2, even if it's, you know, 2021 and there's a lot of cameras that already released, this around 4 years old now or even more. It's still one of the best contenders in the, you know, camera space, especially if you're looking for an everyday carry kind of camera. This is one of the few cameras that can fit in your jacket pocket, you know, with an APS-C with a 2.8 lens. With that one-hand controls, really nice grip, stealthy, leaf, shutter, and also really small as well, really thin also in that image quality that it gives you. You know, not thinking of the size, the image quality is definitely right up there. So really nice in this one. It's still even in 2020, if you are gonna come across a Ricoh GR2, don't hesitate to get one because it's that nice still in 2021. Alright, so those are the reasons why I think it's still one of the best EDC cameras in 2021. So there's a cult following for the Ricoh GR, and it shows why. So definitely it's not for everybody. You know, for professionals, you should get, you know, bigger cameras that you can interchange the lens, and also has you know, better battery life in this one. And also there's the Ricoh GR3 as well. So that can be also in your consideration. It's even smaller compared to this one. It has less controls though. It also doesn't have a flash, but if you are not, you know, into that kind of controls, the GR3 definitely has its advantages, especially in low light compared to the GR2. But you know, even so, for street photography, for good lighting, street photography, they should be in your short list. That's our video for the Ricoh GR2. Let me know down in the comments below if you have additional questions for me in my usage of the GR2. And if you learned something, of course, leave a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. And yeah, subscribe for more camera content. I'm gonna do even more this year in this channel because I'm actually in talks with Fujifilm right now to you know, borrow some camera. So that's really exciting for me because I'm also a camera geek. I just haven't, you know, done a lot of those videos here in this channel. So if you want more camera content, of course, subscribe here in the channel, and I'm gonna see you guys in the next zpolt review. Goodbye.